Hi guys, welcome back to the 5th instalment of Talking Rangers. Thank you for the support in the previous videos, but today we've got a very special video. We're joined by a very special guest. QPR's number 12, Dominic Ball, will be joining us for a Q&A. Thank you to everyone for getting in all your questions on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter. We had loads of questions. Sadly, we can't get through them all. We'll do our best, but let's get straight into it.
So thank you very much for joining me today, Dom. How are you keeping?
Good, thanks, Charlie. I mean, 6 weeks in lockdown now. It's been tough, but I mean, everyone's in the same position.
Yeah, it's definitely been challenging. We're itching to get back to football. But how is lockdown treating you? I've seen you gone for the lockdown buzz cut.
Yes, so initially I just had my cousin, my girlfriend, and my little brother help to get all the hair off, and then my girlfriend gave me a fade about 2 weeks ago. The only problem is it's growing a lot quicker at the sides than it is on top. So, yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do with it next, but I could be keeping the buzz.
Very nice, very nice. Not as bad as mine. My brother gave me a horrendous haircut. I'll have to put it on screen now. It's diabolical, but I need to move on from that anyway. So you're a bit of a musician as well, you know, on the guitar, and you've got the singing voice to match. Where's all that come about?
Spring break down in Panama City, it was 2000 and something. I don't remember a single bar that we didn't show up drunk at.
So yeah, I played. My first instrument was the Irish banjo. My mum's Irish, and she had me and my 3 brothers playing music from when we was young. My 2 brothers didn't sort of get to grips with it the same way I did, and I sort of, when I got to 18 years old, I wanted to be able to sing with it as well. So I sort of picked up the guitar, had a few lessons just to sort of get the basics, and then from there I sort of taught myself on YouTube how to play. But I mean, it's still early days with the guitar, but it's just nice. Like the other day when you just pick it up. My little brother's come back from America, so he's obsessed with all the country music. So he asked me to play that song, and yeah, we had a bit of fun.
Very good. Touch on your brother there. I've seen you very good toilet paper challenge video.
What one is it, Dad? 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 Go! Yes. Well, to be honest, you know, everyone says it was their first time, but for us, that took a good couple hours. So it wasn't easy with my dad. So
Yeah, good getting them all involved. As well, just touching on fitness. How are you keeping fit? I'm sure they're keeping you very busy. The fitness staff at the club.
yes, we get a program every Sunday. So we received our 5th. I think it was our week 5 program last night, and it's sort of just like 3 or 4 aerobic sessions a week. You know, 3 I think it's 3 strength sessions, and we all sort of come together on the Wednesday for a yoga session. So there's a lot to do. I mean, we've got all day, so it does keep you busy, but it is hard. You know, going from training with 20 of you in a team, you know, working every day to the game on a Saturday. It is a lot different than just running around the park for 20 minutes on your own. So I found it. I think along with every other player in the country, it's not ideal. It's not ideal.
Yeah, of course, especially when you know you're not bouncing off each other, motivating each other, and as well when you don't have the end sight in your target, you don't have a date to be working towards. It's very challenging to keep motivated, I'm sure.
Well, I think that has been the biggest challenge. You know, when you finish for summer after a long season, you're looking forward to a little break. You take 3 or 4 weeks off, and then you spend the rest of your break sort of slowly building into it, because you know in 2 weeks' time you're coming back and you're going to get absolutely battered. You're going to be running for 3-4 weeks, and it's going to be tough. So you sort of prepare for that, but at the moment you don't have a date. You don't even have like the rumours you're sort of hearing is, it could be May the 18th, it could be July. Hold on, it could even be January before we're back. And you're thinking, well, when am I going to sort of up my intensity here? When am I going to start hitting it hard? And it really is. It is a tough challenge. It is.
Yeah. No, I'm sure we'll get through it, and it's exciting to see. Obviously, we're only 6 points off the playoffs, so who knows what can happen if the season is resumed. It'd be exciting.
Well, I think, we've just gone on 6 games unbeaten. And in some of those games, we weren't even at our best, I didn't think. We got 3 draws in that as well, and we weren't at our best. And it just shows you, it did sort of click. It did sort of click. Yeah. And that's what gets, that sort of form is what gets teams promoted. I think West Brom have been a great example of that this season. When they haven't played well, I didn't think they played particularly well against us, but they won 2-0. I didn't think we played particularly well. We didn't start well against Preston. We win 3-1.
What a game.
I think that is the real, that's what top championship teams do to get promoted. And I think if we were to carry that form on, we would have a really good chance of getting into the playoffs.
Yeah, exactly. Especially, the running we've got as well. We're playing some of the lower sides. So it's a shame it ended in that time because we were on such a good run, as you say. But we can't dwell on it.
That's it. You think at the moment you're sitting there, you've got all the time in the world to think about everything, and you end up just going, "What if we could have played that game?" I mean, Saturday was the last game of the season.
Yeah, West Brom, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. So you sort of have to just sort of put it away, put it in the past, and hope that we're back a lot sooner than what they're saying.
Yeah, exactly. All right then, so anyway, let's get on to some questions. That's what we're all here for. Let's get into it. So first of all, we've got a question from Harry Few. Why did you decide to join QPR, and how do you think the fans have reacted to your arrival?
Oh, obviously, I signed with Rotherham for 3 years. I was on loan at Aberdeen for the last 2 years of that. And sort of March time last year, Aberdeen had offered me a contract to stay, and I did not have any other options. It was a similar sort of time to I'd seen that Mark Warburton had joined QPR, and I'd played with him at Watford, I'd played with him at Rangers, and we'd sort of built a good relationship there. I suited his style of play, and his style of play suited me. So I wanted to come home. I'd been in Scotland. I'm talking Aberdeen is the furthest place north you can go. And I really did enjoy my time there, but I felt like it was time for me to come home, really establish myself in English football, having not really done that before, not doing it at Rotherham or Peterborough. I thought it was time to come and do that. And when the gaffer called me sort of in the summer, I thought it was the perfect club for me. It was local. It was a great standard of football. The manager wanted me there, trusted me, and the style of play was going to suit me. But I also knew that I could have maybe gone for an easier option. I could have maybe gone to like a League One team where I was guaranteed football. But just the way I am, I always wanted that challenge. And going into a championship club, which like QPR's would hopefully be sort of up there. I thought, you know what, I might not start straight away, but I'll do everything in my power to get in that team and show people what I can do.
Yeah, exactly. I think there's some tough competition in that position, especially with Amos and Cameron playing that holding midfield role. But I think your quality has come to really show in the last few games. Your form has been excellent, especially the kind of second half of the season. Well, if you class it as season now, but yeah, definitely recent form has been great. Just touching on that, a question from Jack Brady. How did you feel about coming to QPR before you arrived, especially after such a difficult period for the club? So obviously it's pretty well documented, kind of the financial struggles, the trouble with the owners, everything in the past. Did that ever come into your decision before signing for QPR?
Not really, to be honest. I mean, obviously, like you said, it was well documented, the financial struggles that QPR have had. And I knew that, but for me, it was just about the football. The opportunity I had, it really didn't matter. It really didn't matter. And, seeing that when you do start to look and do a bit more research before you go, you do see that the club was on the way up. They were becoming more sustainable. But I'd made my decision well before that. Yeah. As soon as I got the call, I was desperate to come to QPR.
That's what we like to hear. So next question we've got from Harry Kinner. How, as a player, are you finding Warburton as manager? I know you've obviously worked with him before, but what is it you think that his style of play complements yours?
I think everyone knows about the manager. It's the possession-based game, and it can be perceived as quite attacking. You know, having the players like we do in our team, Ebbs, Brighty, Ilias, Luke, Clarkey, these sort of players want to be doing their stuff at the top of the pitch, and you don't want them back defending on the edge of the box. That's what my role is. Mm-hmm. So, with I think the Gaffer's style of play, it enables those players to really go and express themselves because they know that they've got Johan, Connor, they've got Grant Hall behind, they've got me or Jeff, or both of us behind them. That solidity, and I think you could see in the last 6 games when you've had me and Jeff in there together, and Hawley and Johan, we have been solid. I mean, of course, we're going to concede goals, but our attacking play has been brilliant. So I think that's what the role is, and to start the play as well, I need to give these guys the ball. I'm not going to go and take on 5 players at the edge of the box and score a goal. I wish I could. Maybe I could. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe we'll see. But we know that Ebbs can. We know that Ilias can, and Brighty. And my role is to get the ball to Ebbs, Ilias, Brighty, because they're the ones that are going to make it happen at the top of the pitch.
Yeah, spot on. I think, like you say, it's given the license to those others to free roam and do what they can at the top of the pitch. So, yeah, exactly. We've seen, obviously, some better defensive performance as well from the team. So we've looked a lot more solid, as you say. Moving on, we've got a question from Hoops Hub and Owen Tucker. Both asking the same question. What is your favourite moment as a QPR player?
Oh. See, I would probably have to say my favourite game was I remember saying this about a month ago. That was my favourite moment, and I seem to have. Who did we beat 4-2? Stoke at home. I don't know if we were struggling with. I think we were struggling with a bit of form. We went 2-0 down.
Yes. Were we 10 men that game? I can't remember. No, I'm not sure.
No, that was the
Preston. But yeah, 2-0 down. Yeah.
Stoke at home.
Yes, I remember it now. Yeah.
2-0 down. They'd had 2 chances and scored 2 goals, and obviously Stoke fighting for their lives at the time in the relegation. And I was just thinking, geez, we could be going in at half time 3-0 down here. But we very quickly turned it around. I think as a team, we just there was more belief than we maybe had earlier on in the season. And I know we came back a lot of times, but even at 2-0, I was thinking, we've got a chance here. We get a goal before half time. And we're going at half time 2-2. And then from there, it was always going to be our game.
Yeah, it was. I think was it Hugo got the first one? I remember Eze scored as well. It was a special game, that one, coming from 2-0 down.
I just really enjoyed it. It was like I don't know if we'd won for a while, and that sort of kick-started our little run. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think it was about that time. Yeah, it was a special one, that one. I thoroughly enjoy that one. Next question we got from Ben Summer. How does the mood in the dressing room at QPR compare to previous clubs?
I think it all depends on if you're winning or losing, and I think it's one of the clubs that I've been at where every single person in that change room gets on with each other. Sometimes you might have a bad egg, or you might have someone that's not really interested in integrating with the group. But in the QPR squad, and I think that's credit to the manager and the coaching staff, because they wouldn't bring in bad eggs. They wouldn't bring in bad players. 14 players coming into the squad this season.
Yeah.
You do run the risk of there being a little bit of conflict or people not getting on, and that hasn't happened. In the tough times this season when we've been inconsistent and struggling with results, we've all been able to we've actually had meetings together without the coaches and sort of said, look, lads, we've got to do a little better here. What is it? Why are we losing? Why are we not winning? Why are we not performing well? And you have that team spirit that at some clubs you don't have, that positive sort of unity which at other clubs, yeah, like I said, I haven't had that. So it's a very good change room to be in. And I mean, all the lads are good people, and we all have a good laugh.
No, it's very refreshing to hear, especially from a QPR fan, when some of the teams we've had in the Premier League and stuff, some of the, like you say, bad eggs we've had. It's been very frustrating watching players play for us that just don't want to be there, didn't want to train. But like you say, it's great to hear that such unity in the squad, all motivating, getting on each other together. Not getting on each other's backs. It's great to hear, and I think it's reflected through some of the performances. The players you're actually enjoying yourselves playing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's exactly it. I think if you're enjoying being around the players in the changing room and the environment of the workplace is positive, you're coming into training excited every morning. You're coming in, you want to get better, you want to, as a team, sort of develop. And that's when, what we've seen in January or February, March time, we start to see a good run of performances and results.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it definitely got to be a good team morale, especially to gel all those players together. Like you say, 15 signings I've got to say, I was pretty sceptical bringing that many players, but it's obviously Wolverton's done really well to bring you all together.
Yeah.
Next up, we've got Nathan Smith. Now, this one is a good one. This was asked a lot of times, I must say. When do you think you will score next?
Do you know what? If I've been seeing it in my head, if we were to start back, I do honestly believe that in the last 9 games of the season, I would score. And I'm sure one of the lads, even if we got a penalty, I'm sure one of the lads would let me have it if it got to the last game of the season. So I'm saying it's coming. I mean, there was a couple games where I had a few shots. I think it was Derby. I was on the edge of the box a few times. I think when I'm playing with Jeff, it does give me, if he goes, I stay, and if I go, he stays. So I sort of had a bit more license to go forward, and I quite enjoyed that. I quite enjoyed having that freedom. So hopefully, maybe I'll get that again.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Just touch on that. We've got a question from Andrew McLintock. What is your celebration going to be for your first goal? Have you got it sorted out?
I don't. I'd have so many ideas of what I'd want to do, but when it came to it, I'd probably just run and just slide. I'd even probably try and jump into the fans or something, because I wouldn't know what to do. I've scored 1 goal in about 120 league games.
How about this? If you score for us, you've got to do the robot. Give us a nice Peter Crouch-esque robot.
Get it back. Obviously, he's retired now, so I'll just carry it on.
Yeah, if you score, that's what I want to see.
I'll probably try and do about 5 different celebrations in one. So
yeah, you got to make it worthwhile.
I know.
Yeah, lovely. Moving on. I've got a question from Ross Fraser. Who is the funniest player in the squad?
I would probably say Liam Kelly. I think Liam Kelly's very funny. He's always not up to no good. He's always sort of trying to wind a few people up. And I mean, you've got Ryan Manning and Joe Lumley, who as a pair are a trouble. Yeah, but like I said, I know the lads I like Angel as well. I find funny. I try and pretend that I can speak Spanish to him. So I'd say Liam Kelly, and then obviously you have Ryan and Joe as well.
Very good, very good. Who is the teacher's pet? Who's always sucking up to the manager? Who's always in his office?
Well, I think it's more the experience, lads. I don't. But then again, it's like you said, it's a very honest and transparent sort of squad. If you sort of have Hawley and Angel, Lee, Jeff, they're the sort of players that the manager would turn to as leaders, and they would sort of come back to us. So I don't think there would be anyone. I wish there was, because then we could take the mick out of them. But there
that's what I was hoping for.
There really isn't anyone. Not at the back of my head that I could. No
standout. All right, fair enough. On from me. Who's the fastest in the squad? I know a lot of people say Samuel, but
Yeah, I'd say Brighty's is probably the fastest player I've ever played against. So
Okay.
I don't. Yeah, it's Brighty. Like
Yeah.
his speed is ridiculous.
Yeah. So just following from that, I've seen a lot of interviews. I remember the Instagram live that QPR did with Eze, and he thinks he's up there as one of the quickest. Is that true? He thinks he's up there with Samuel. Not quite Samuel, but he thinks he's close.
So they have the argument every single day, and sports science obviously gets involved as well. And I think it might be true that Ebbs is quicker over 5 meters.
All right.
But so 5 meters is literally like, you know,
It's nothing.
the size of the sitting room. But I mean, any sort of distance after that, Brighty absolutely smashes it.
Yeah, he's rapid. Well, very good. Who is the fashion fail in the squad? Now, you've got to do dirty on somebody. Who wears the
I'm
world
going to
kit?
say the fashion fail. I'm going to have to say Dylan Barnes.
Ooh.
Dylan Barnes came in a bright orange tracksuit.
Oh.
And he does, you know, he does sort of like to change it up a bit. Sometimes I like it. Sometimes, I mean, when you're wearing pretty much like an orange jumpsuit, it's questionable.
Questionable to say the least. Next up, we've got a question from Aaron_9. Now, this one, there's only one answer to this one. What is your favourite QPR chant?
I think it's probably the song. It's probably the song, yeah. The one which I've seen the video of around the pool table. So
Yes, yeah.
it's always good. It's nice to see. It's really nice to see. I haven't heard it loud enough yet. I don't think I haven't heard it loud enough.
Okay. Well, I'm sure we can work on that. But what was your first reaction when you saw that?
To start with, I couldn't understand what they were saying. I was trying to work out the lyrics because I mean, there's so many people singing it, and then obviously I realised, and I thought, oh, very creative, brilliant.
Yeah, it's a good one. I can't say I've heard anything too similar to that. It's it's a great chant. All right, next up, we have got a very similar question entered from Romy Ferreira 17 and Jack Nichols. Who's the best player you played against and the best player you played with?
So the best player I played against, I'm going to say Wayne Rooney. Maybe not in the game that we played against him, but I've always been a Man United fan, so it was unbelievable to play against like one of my sort of heroes from when I was young. And to play with, I'd say Harry Kane.
Oh, okay.
So that would have been
Spurs.
Yeah, that would have been in the reserves at Spurs, and he was sort of at the end of his time in the reserves when I was sort of first coming in, and his finishing was just like something else. I was obviously centre half playing up against him and in training, and any time I put my leg out to block, he'd go through my legs. Any time I didn't, he'd just put it in the top corner, and I literally couldn't. I just remember the first session I had with him, I just thought, I can't actually stop you.
So we've got a question from Cassian Mikanol. I don't know if I pronounced that right. How does it feel to be better than Xavi?
Our skulls. That's what everyone always says. Our skulls.
Yeah. Spot on. So next up, we've got a question from Goose8901. If you could pick one player to bring to QPR, realistically, who would it be? Also asked from C-Tuck S03.
Well, I think you got to look at it, and Wayne Rooney's gone to Derby, so I'm going to be looking quite high still. Still playing. It's a tough one. It's a tough one. So it has to be realistic. So
let's say someone from the Championship. I mean, that was what.
Someone from the Championship. I would probably go. is it Dean Garner for West Brom, left winger? Actually, no, sorry, Pereira.
Yeah, Mateus Pereira. He's very good.
Pereira, brilliant. I thought he. I mean, you could argue he's a Premiership player.
Yeah.
So we had him, it'd be brilliant. But then again, Ebbs is a Premiership player. So
Yeah, he is a poor man, Zabir Eze, anyway. But yeah, you're on the right lines with the club. But the right answer to that question is, of course, Charlie Austin. But never mind.
I didn't want to say it because he's pushing on a bit now. But
yeah, he's a special one for us.
Yeah.
Another one we've got from P Block Scuds. Who's the biggest Dombulla in the squad? Who's the biggest baller in the squad?
Ebbs.
Yeah.
Easily Ebbs. I mean, we've got loads of ballers.
Of course, yeah.
All over the team. I think we've got everyone's a baller in their own way in their position. But yeah, Ebbs. I'd have to say I didn't really know of Ebbs before I came to QPR. I mean, I hadn't watched that much of the Championship football. I hadn't watched that much of QPR the year before, and when I came into training, obviously I'd seen him train. I just thought, wow, this guy shocked me.
Yeah, he's going to go right the way to the top. I'm sure of it. I'm sure you know that more than anyone playing with him.
I hope so.
But surely he's going to stay with us for a few more years anyway.
Oh, ideally, I mean, he'd stay with QPR and we'd get promoted.
That's the plan. That's the plan.
Us.
So we've got a question from George Payne, 10. Who's the hardest player to play against in training?
I'd say Angel. I'm going to say Angel because he's such a winner. He's such a winner and such a leader. And I know that when I'm on the same team as him, I'm gonna win. So when you're against him, it's just like, this guy's not going to let it go here, and he's sort of all over you. So I'd say Angel.
Yeah, full respect to him. Like winning mentality, still going now. 37, pretty impressive.
Oh no, I think he's got a few more years in him as well.
Yeah, exactly, definitely. Question from Harry Payne. How would you feel if we played behind closed doors?
I think I'm at the stage now where, well, initially I thought, no, we can't be doing that. I mean, we need the fans there. I've not. It would sort of be playing like a friendly game, and even worse than that. I mean, friendly games, we still get a couple hundred fans, like pre-season. I'm sort of at the stage now where I'm missing football that much that I would just love to play wherever. I mean,
yeah,
put one fan there. It doesn't matter to me. I think at the moment, as long as we can sort of get back to playing soon, just playing 11v11 on a pitch would be ideal right now.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it'd be such a shame to obviously see the season completely cancelled. As you know, we've still got an outside chance of the playoffs, so
I think
anything
can happen in the Championship. You've seen it last year with Aston Villa. They'd gone and run and from nowhere, from 13th, 14th, they get promoted. And I think in our current forms, it's quite similar. So you can never write anyone off in the Championship, and I think we're very much amongst it.
So a question from Jack Pot. What was it like adapting to life at QPR?
I think, but all the other clubs I'd been to, it sort of took me a bit of time. I didn't know anyone there. I sort of moved away from home. But with QPR, it was different. I knew players there. For example, I knew of Joe Lumley. I knew Liam Kelly and Lee Wallace, having played with them. I also knew Luke Amos and Grant Hall, and they were just the players. I knew the manager. I played with the manager before, and I knew the doctor, the physio, for my time at Spurs. So it actually felt more like a reunion than anything, and it was the easiest club to adapt to, which is always nice.
Yeah, no, definitely. You've obviously fit in really well. It's kind of crazy how you all at Tottenham together, and then Rangers kind of mad. Like you say, it's a big reunion.
That's how football works. You say goodbye to someone, and 2 years down the line, you're back playing with them, which is always nice.
Yeah, exactly. You never know what's going to happen. So thank you very much for joining me today. I'm really sorry if we couldn't get your questions answered. There was a lot of questions, but yeah, thank you very much for joining me, Dom.
No worries. Appreciate all the questions, guys.
Yeah, so good luck with the rest of the season. Hopefully it resumes, and good luck obviously with the next season as well. All the best.
Thank you, Charlie.
See you later, Dom.
Bye.